Beloved soul, heaven guided you here for a reason. You didn't stumble on this message by accident. There's something God needs you to know, and it concerns a man whose presence is not as divine as it seems. Type 777 in the comments if you're ready for divine truth. Because before this video ends, a name will echo in your spirit. It will shock you, but it will also set you free. The angels say, beware. You've been praying for a sign about someone. You've been asking God, is he the one? And heaven has heard that cry in silence. But the truth is, God is trying to save you from the wrong one before it's too late. He looks charming. He speaks kindly. He says the right words. But something about his energy drains your peace. Something feels heavy, though you can't explain why. That's not confusion, beloved, that's discernment. The Holy Spirit is whispering, this man is not from me. Angels are surrounding you now, trying to protect you from a cycle you were never meant to repeat. A soul tie disguised as love. A lesson pretending to be destiny. You've been loyal to someone God was trying to remove. And now heaven is intervening because you deserve peace. Not pain disguised as passion. There's a name connected to your situation. It keeps appearing. You see it in dreams, on random screens, in unexpected places. It's not coincidence. That's how God warns his children. Through repetition, through intuition, through divine interruption. If that name came to your mind just now, pause this video and type it in the comments as an act of release. Heaven will take it from there. Beloved, the angels say, someone was sent into your life as a distraction. Not every connection is covenant. Some people come as lessons dressed in attraction. You prayed for a partner, but instead temptation arrived, wearing your favorite mask. And you almost called it love because it felt familiar. But listen, familiarity isn't always confirmation. Sometimes it's a reflection of an old wound trying to heal. He mirrored your pain. He mirrored your loneliness. And in that reflection, you saw hope. But God saw danger. The angels say, this is your rescue moment. Heaven is cutting cords you didn't know were binding you. You're about to feel lighter. Not because you found love, but because you're finally letting go of what was pretending to be it. Someone's name will lose its power over you. Someone's voice will stop echoing in your dreams. And when that happens, that's your confirmation that God has intervened. Do not chase what God is replacing. Do not beg for what heaven is blocking. This separation is not rejection, it's redirection. You've asked God for true love, and he cannot give it while your heart is still occupied by counterfeit affection. The man you thought was your future is the reason your peace has been delayed. Heaven tried to warn you through sleepless nights, through unexpected silence, through sudden discomfort in your spirit. But love made you ignore the red flags. Now God is raising his voice through this message, because your destiny cannot afford another delay. The angels say, this man was meant to teach, not to stay. He carries a lesson in his presence and a warning in his absence. You'll notice how your light dims around him, how your joy fades after every conversation. That's not love, that's a spiritual drain. Love doesn't leave you anxious. Love doesn't make you question your worth. Love doesn't make you silence your intuition. The name that will come to you as you hear this isn't random. It's heaven's way of confirming what your heart already knows. That's the one God is saving you from. Don't be afraid of losing him. Be grateful you're gaining yourself back. Beloved, listen carefully. This message is not just about one man. It's about a pattern heaven wants to break. Every time you love deeply, you lose yourself completely. And God is saying, not this time. This time, love will not cost you your peace. This time, you will not have to shrink to be chosen. You're being prepared for someone who will protect your heart, not test it. But before that divine connection arrives, heaven must clear the space. That's why things started to crumble. That's why communication faded. That's why distance appeared. It's not punishment, it's protection. The angels are saying, step aside and let God rescue you. Do not text him again. Do not beg for closure. You already have your closure. It's called revelation. And right now, you're hearing it. If you feel chills as you listen, that's heaven confirming your spirit's alignment. If tears fall, it's because your soul recognizes truth. You are being delivered from emotional deception. And after this, your discernment will sharpen. Beloved, comment, I choose peace below to declare your freedom. Heaven records declarations of faith. Each word you type becomes a spiritual agreement with light. Now listen, the one God sends next will not confuse you. You won't have to decode mixed signals. You won't wonder if they care. Their consistency will speak louder than their charm. Their peace will feel like home. But first, this false connection must end. Some of you have been dreaming of water lately. It represents cleansing. It means your spirit is being purified from emotional residue. Others keep seeing feathers or the number 9999. That's heaven's symbol for completion. The cycle is ending. You are being restored to your divine timeline. And the name that once made your heart race will soon mean nothing more than a memory. Because when God removes someone, he also erases their emotional grip. You will wake up one morning and realize you no longer ache for them. You'll feel lighter, calmer, and ready for something new. That's your sign. The healing has worked. The angels say this message comes from love, not fear. God isn't angry with you for loving the wrong one. He's proud of your heart. You gave love even when it wasn't returned. You stayed loyal even when it hurt. And that's why heaven is rewarding you with divine alignment. Soon, someone will walk into your life and remind you why it never worked with anyone else. They'll carry peace in their voice, clarity in their eyes, and truth in their intentions. You'll feel it instantly, because this time your spirit will recognize them before your heart does. But the angels say, do not rush. Healing is your preparation, peace is your confirmation, and discernment is your new protection. If you're hearing this, you've entered your protection season, a season where heaven blocks what you can't yet see. People may walk away suddenly, calls may go unanswered, doors may close without explanation. Don't chase any of it. Every no is divine defense. This message was sent to save you from heartbreak disguised as destiny. The enemy tried to send distraction before your elevation. That's why temptation came in familiar packaging. But God saw the trap and exposed it through this very moment. And the name that flashes through your mind right now, that's heaven whispering, this is who I'm saving you from. Breathe. You are safe now. God has intervened. He's pulling you out of the fire before you get burned again. Your prayers didn't go unheard. They activated divine rescue. And soon, the same place that broke you will be the place where your peace begins again. So type, I receive my divine rescue in the comments. That's your way of sealing this message in faith. Heaven is watching. The angels are recording. And as you align your words with truth, you open the door for new love, true love, holy love. Now, beloved, before this message ends, remember what the angels said. Beware. Not every man who says, I love you, was sent by God. Some are sent by distraction, not destiny. The enemy can mimic affection, but he cannot imitate peace. If peace leaves the moment they arrive, that's your answer. Your intuition is not paranoia. It's prophecy in motion. And you are hearing God's voice louder now because he's restoring your discernment. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. The man who was meant to break your heart will soon realize he can't reach you anymore. Because heaven has covered you with clarity. When he texts again, you won't feel the same pull. When you see his name, you'll only feel peace. That's the sign. The chain has broken. The spell has lifted. You're free, heaven says, don't look back. The chapter is closed. Walk forward not with bitterness but with wisdom, because the next love written in your destiny will not hurt to hold. It will heal to hold. And when that happens, you'll say, now I understand why God saved me. Beloved soul, if this message touched your spirit, it means heaven is near. Your angels are confirming that your deliverance has begun. They're asking you to like this video as a sign of agreement and share it with someone who might be ignoring their own warning signs. Because you never know, this message might save them too. Type "I receive divine protection" below. Because from this moment forward, no counterfeit will enter your heart again. Only what is real, holy, and heaven-sent will reach you. And when the true one appears, you'll recognize them by peace, not pressure. You are protected. You are guided. You are loved. The angels say God is saving you now, because what's coming next will require your full heart, unbroken, healed, and ready for divine love. Breathe deeply, beloved. Your rescue has already begun. Heaven is rewriting your story, and soon you'll thank God for the man he removed, because his absence made room for the miracle that's about to appear. Beloved soul, there is something heaven is still trying to make you see, something you almost ignored because your heart was too loyal to the wrong voice. You kept defending someone who kept wounding your peace. You kept believing his apologies instead of trusting your own intuition. But the angels whisper tonight, your spirit never lied. It knew from the beginning what your heart refused to accept. That man was never your assignment. He was your awakening. The reason the angels kept interrupting your dreams, the reason his name kept surfacing in prophetic timing, is because God has been fighting for your freedom. You didn't know that your heart was under spiritual pressure. Every time you tried to leave, something pulled you back. That was not love. It was a soul tie, draining your energy and blocking your elevation. Heaven says enough. You are stepping out of confusion and into clarity. There is a strange silence happening around that man right now. It's not that he forgot you. It's that heaven is restricting access. God is removing your name from his thoughts and his name from your spirit. Because your destiny can't breathe when counterfeit connections still occupy the air. That's why everything suddenly feels lighter. You are being released. The angels say your heart was too pure for manipulation. You loved honestly. You prayed sincerely. You wanted this to work so badly that you ignored your own tears. But heaven kept watching, and now the divine scales are balancing. Where you were ignored, you will be seen. Where you were taken for granted, you will be honored. And where you were broken, you will be rebuilt stronger, wiser, radiant in peace. This next season will prove why God didn't allow that relationship to continue. Because had you stayed, your spirit would have dimmed beyond recognition. You would have lost your focus, your mission, your light. But now, the angels have preserved your purpose. Every delay you thought was rejection was divine construction. God has been building your discernment like armor, so when true love comes, you'll recognize peace the moment it enters. There's a reason you're feeling waves of emotion as you listen to this. Your soul is purging old attachments. Heaven is rewiring your heart to respond differently. Where you once chased validation, now you'll seek alignment. Where you once feared abandonment, now you'll feel divine protection. This is not heartbreak, it's heart transformation. And soon, you'll look back and say, God truly saved me from something that looked like love but was never sacred. The angels say the man you were attached to carried hidden motives. He admired your light, but he never planned to protect it. He wanted your energy, not your elevation. And heaven will never allow you to be used by someone who doesn't value your purpose. So when his messages stopped, when his attention shifted, That wasn't rejection, and it was divine interception. Heaven stepped in and said, "No more access. Now God is reintroducing you to yourself. The version of you that existed before manipulation, before confusion, before you believed you needed to earn love. He's showing you that your presence is the blessing, not the burden. And the next person who enters your life will meet a healed, awakened, discerning soul. They will not recognize the version that once settled for crumbs, because you now understand that you are the table. Beloved, do you feel that stirring inside? That's heaven preparing you for recognition. Someone will soon see you with the eyes of understanding. They will not play with your heart. They will pray with your heart. They will speak to your spirit, not your insecurity. And you will know, and this connection feels holy, not heavy. But until that moment comes, guard your energy. Not everyone who flirts with you carries favor. Some are still lessons wrapped in temptation. The angels are teaching you to observe patterns, not promises. Consistency reveals character faster than words ever will. So if his effort fades, let him fade too. You are too aligned to entertain inconsistency. Heaven says, this is your glow-up season. The same people who underestimated your worth will soon witness your restoration. The one who toyed with your heart will hear your name attached to success. Not because you chased revenge, but because you obeyed God's redirection. Elevation is your vindication, and yet the angels remind you, do not harden your heart. Bitterness is not your destiny. Forgiveness is your armor, because when you forgive, you break the invisible chain that tied you to their shadow. You set your soul free to fly again. Say it softly now. I forgive and release. That single sentence will shift the atmosphere around you. Beloved, you are entering a timeline where divine justice will speak. Someone will suddenly remember what they did to you. Remorse will touch their spirit. But by then, your heart will be healed. You won't need apology to move on. Peace will already be yours. And when that moment comes, do not return out of pity. You are not called to resurrect what God buried. The angels say, the man God is sending next will come differently. He won't rush you. He won't confuse you. He won't make you question your worth. He will speak life into your calling, encourage your dreams, and honor your boundaries. His presence will feel like morning light after a long storm. And you will understand, this is what love was supposed to feel like all along. Heaven says, you've cried enough. Every tear you shed was not wasted. It watered your rebirth. The soil of your soul has been softened, ready for divine partnership to take root. But before the seed of new love grows, the weeds of old pain must be pulled out completely. That's what this message is doing. Cleansing your field for a miracle harvest. Listen, if you keep seeing the number 333, it's not random. It's Archangel Michael's confirmation that divine alignment has begun. He's fighting unseen battles on your behalf. Every energy that tried to manipulate you is being dismantled right now. And your name is being spoken in rooms of destiny, not deception. God is rewriting your love story, not with the man you thought you needed, but with the one who's chosen by heaven. The one whose spirit will recognize yours like prophecy fulfilled. He won't trigger your trauma. He will help you heal it. And when he arrives, it won't feel like fireworks. It will feel like peace. Steady, gentle, sacred peace. Until then, the angels urge you to rest. Stop replaying old conversations. Stop wondering what you did wrong. You didn't fail. You finished. You completed the lesson. And now the universe owes you divine compensation. God will not let your loyalty go unrewarded. The tables are turning in silence. Soon, the one who ghosted you will scroll through your progress and realize the cost of losing you. But by then, you'll be unreachable, not out of pride, but out of purpose. Because peace became your new priority, beloved, heaven says, stay in alignment. Keep your heart pure, keep your faith steady, and remember, the name that once haunted your heart is losing power as you hear these words. That's deliverance in motion. Type, I am delivered from counterfeit love, below as your declaration. Every time you write it, heaven seals another layer of your healing. Your angels rejoice, because you're finally walking away from what was never meant to hold you. You are entering the most peaceful chapter of your life. Everything that once drained you will now inspire you. The pain will not repeat. It will redeem. The tears will not return. They'll transform into testimony. And when you tell your story, others will see the power of God's protection through your journey. Heaven says you are proof that love guided by discernment never fails. You didn't lose a man. You found your strength. You didn't lose a relationship. You gained revelation. And that is far more valuable than any apology. So breathe, beloved soul. Rest in divine timing. God's rescue plan didn't just save you from heartbreak, it preserved your purpose. The man he's preparing for you is already praying for clarity. He doesn't even know your name yet, but heaven is aligning his steps toward you. When he arrives, it will feel effortless. No guessing, no chasing, just peace, clarity, and mutual purpose. Because this time, love will be built on spiritual recognition, not emotional confusion. This time, both hearts will know God wrote this. Type, I receive my heaven-written love story below to anchor it in faith. And know this, the angels are smiling because you finally chose alignment over attachment. And that single decision changed your destiny forever.